Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Ethereum, the overvaluation reaccumulation phase of a lifetime, part 3. If you guys like the content, please subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So this is part 3 of our series on the overvaluation reaccumulation phase of a lifetime for Ethereum. And we've been discussing this move every step of the way. The idea that we need 3 things to happen for the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation to take off again, namely coming back up to the top of the channel. What's number 1? After Bitcoin leaves price discovery mode, you need a nice correction in the Bitcoin price. Following that, you need a nice bounce of the Bitcoin price. So you like to see a nice bounce of it. And then ideally, above the 20-day. If Bitcoin can be above the 20-day moving average, this is prime time for Ethereum. I told you guys that if Bitcoin can get to 52K, I think that, because it's well above, say, the 20-day moving average, we're about $2,000 above the 20-day moving average, then getting above it is generally going to be very bullish for Ethereum. Now, the final thing that we want to see happen for the Ether Bitcoin valuation to sustain its rally is for Bitcoin to stay put, okay? So if Bitcoin can stay at 52K, if Bitcoin can stay at 51K or 53K, then I think the catalyst for Ethereum continues to remain set, okay? I mean, this is exactly what we discussed, right? The Bitcoin price discovery followed by a correction, followed by a bounce where we go above the 20-day. And as long as we don't go above the prior all-time high, it's prime time for Ethereum. Some may call it the overvaluation reaccumulation phase of a lifetime. I'm just saying that's what some people may call it. Now, the reason we're discussing this, and also the Ether USD valuation, is we've discussed this significantly over the last few days. Where are we now? Where are we? Well, let's look at the Ether USD. I mean, we're currently at 1817, a modest 1817, right? Wake me up when we're at 2K. I know some of you guys already have Forbes on speed dial, but I'll remind you that you should probably cancel those interviews at this point. I mean, we're not even at 2K, so let's just take it one step at a time. Now, the interesting thing about this is the idea, and we've discussed this many times, is continuing to emulate what has happened in the past. What has happened in the past? Well, we've discussed this a few weeks ago, or a few days ago, I should say. We discussed it yesterday and the day before on a live stream and on dedicated videos for Ethereum. You go back to 2017 and 2018, all the way back over here. We've seen a very similar setup. Now, the first thing I should say is I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying that this is the local top for Bitcoin. Bitcoin could very well go past 58K. Okay, it could easily go past 58K. But what if it is the local top? And even if it's not the local top, if it just chills below 58K for a week or two, then Ethereum can still rally. So back in 2017, Bitcoin hit its peak on December 17th. And Ethereum hit its peak a couple days after. Okay, Ethereum hit its peak, I believe its local peak on December 19th before correcting and then ultimately putting in a higher high later on. But it hit its peak here on December 19th. It went up to approximately $862, and then it had a nice correction. And if we take a measured move from the top of the wick to the bottom of the candle, it was a modest 28% correction. So why is that important? Well, we can also take a measured move. How long after Bitcoin's peak did Ethereum start continuous rally? Well, we know Bitcoin peaked on the 17th, which was right here. And how long did it take for Ethereum to get back above its prior all-time high? It took about 16 days. If you measure it from Ethereum's prior all-time high, it was 14 days. So let's just say 14 to 16 days. Okay, why is that important? Well, let's go to the present day. So we're talking about 14 to 16 days after the prior all-time high. Well, in this situation, if we go back and look at the BLX, if we look at Bitcoin, we can see that Bitcoin hit its new all-time high on February 21st. Ethereum hit its on February 20th. Okay, so again, Bitcoin on February 21st, Ethereum on February 20th. But let's just take it from the 21st first and see how long did it take. Well, last time, remember, it took approximately 14 to 16 days. So far, we're 16 days out. Now, if we want to go back to Ethereum's peak, it's 17 days out. So far, we're seeing a fairly similar move in the same manner that Bitcoin had or Ethereum had a correction of about 28% back in late 2017, before going on another major move that ultimately took it up about approximately 2x from where it was consolidating. We also had about a 29-30% move from the top of the wick to the bottom of the candle. Fairly similar moves, fairly similar recovery periods so far. Will Ethereum make it to 2K? We'll have to wait and see. In my opinion, if Bitcoin holds this level at 52K, there's nothing stopping Ethereum from making the rally to 2K and beyond. So what I'm looking for Bitcoin to stay stable. I mean, I don't know that it will, and I have some Bitcoin, and if it rallies, great. We're kicking the can down the road when it comes to Ethereum's valuation. But if you're Ether heavy, like I know a lot of you guys are, I'm pretty Ether heavy myself right now, then what we would be looking for would be a somewhat stable Bitcoin, and not going to new all-time highs, not capitulating, just maintain the status quo, and the wave that we've been discussing for Ethereum should hopefully continue to develop. The narrative on a lot of other altcoins might be temporarily spent. We'll see if it's not. I mean, a lot of these coins that we talk about can have nice rallies, and then everyone pretends like they're going to ultimately replace Ethereum. And I'm not saying they won't have their own place and maybe carve out their own niche, but Ethereum's not going anywhere. Ethereum's the backbone of a lot of cryptocurrency. There's a lot of big money in Ethereum. It's here to stay for a long, long time. It's not going anywhere. This is the same game we played in 2017. And if we do what we did in 2017, which let's go take a look. What did it do? From the last local top, which at the time was the global top, or actually back over here, it went up to 851. It corrected back down. From 851, it went up approximately another 50-60% or so. So if we did something similar, and Ethereum were to go up, say 50-60% from the prior top, then we could be looking at approximately a $3,000 Ether. Now, if we go look at our regression rainbow, we can see that a $3,000 Ether would actually correspond to coming up to this top of the band up here. As it's approaching $3,000. So what I'm sort of hoping for is that Bitcoin stays somewhat stable and Ethereum has a rally at least to this level. And if we can be so lucky, and it might not happen immediately, even if we're able to go to 3K in the short term, if we can be so lucky, then maybe we'll be looking at the top of this band, which is actually closer to a $5,000 Ethereum. Now, I'm not saying that's going to imminently happen. As we've seen, these things can play out over several weeks. We know it's contingent on a lot of different things. If Bitcoin goes back into price discovery mode, Ethereum USD will likely be pulled up kicking and screaming, but the Ether Bitcoin valuation will bleed. So as I've always said, do not schedule your Forbes interviews just yet. Yes, this is a nice move. We've pumped up a decent amount. We also did it back over here in November, and then we ultimately came back down before having another major pump. So there's a decent chance we're going to go to the top, but we also want to remain grounded and recognize that if Bitcoin does go back into price discovery mode in the next week or so, then the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation could actually come back down, and then maybe we'll have another major move after that. So it's too early to say. We'll see if Bitcoin holds the line at around 52, 53K. I think this would be ideal for Ethereum. Anything much higher than that, like 54, 55K, people are probably going to start speculating on Bitcoin going back into price discovery mode, which will likely be bad for the Ethereum Bitcoin valuation. If you guys like the content, subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Let's go for 200,000 subscribers. We're only about 15,000 subscribers away. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. And remember, we have the premium list altcoin season sale. We're going to have it go for about 6 or 7 more days. Check it out. Sign up. You'll get access to weekly reports and videos, the Telegram alerts channel, the TradingView indicators, the risk dashboard, the premium-only live streams, and more. I would encourage you guys to go check it out. You can lock in the lower rate, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. That'll wrap it up for the video. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.